All right, this is Home Attack, and I'm going to talk about the changes that are coming up in my arcade playlist here. As you can see, it's still light outside, so usually I record in the dark so you can see things better. It's around 3 in the afternoon where I'm at. So, anyhow, Tekken Tag 1 was the beginning of you can pick your stage where you want to fight at in versus mode. So, I used to play the arcade mode and see what stages I would get. And I would just pick, and whatever cities I got, each stage was. You know what I should start doing? I should start labeling which stage are on in all of my arcade matches. I mean, I don't really need to do that. It's not a necessity or anything. It's just that it would be an interesting way of doing things. Um, but these every time you see a different arena in these tournaments that I put together, it means you're on to the next stage. In most cases, there are a few exceptions here and there, but yeah. So all these, that's what. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go edit some stuff out. Not edit some things out, but I'm gonna edit like put stage one, stage two, stage three, things like that. So you can understand why the arena is changing, and to make it even more arcade like. And we got some new stages. Like I would scroll right, like one, two, three, four, five, six. I would do that instead of how we usually do things. So that's why the arenas are different. And I should have done that all along. So that's why let's say Tekken Tag One. The first stage is Paul's stage, the Punk Alley, which is always should be the first stage. I love Punk Alley. And Tekken 4 was the airport. That was the first stage. Kazuya and Jen were not supposed to meet at stage 7 at the building stage. Instead, it's the laboratory. So the only thing that sucked about Tekken 4 was I wanted to see I wanted a fight to happen at the laboratory, but I couldn't make that happen because by the time I got the stage 7 part, it was Kazuya versus Jen, and Jen was of course kidnapped, and which led us to the battle at Hanmaru. Second 5 it was the Dragon's Nest, which I love that stage. I wish I'd done that before. The Dragon's Nest deserves to be the first stage. Perfect stage to kick off Tekken 5. And I'm sure anybody would agree with that. Which brings me to Tekken 6. Actually, before I talk about Tekken 6, Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection, I'm going to be doing daily uploads. It's going to be the same arenas as the Tekken 5 tournament, except of course it's going to be the remake stages. Because it's the same layout on my PS3 or PSP for that matter, but I don't have a PSP, so I have to do more editing with Dark Resurrection. So yeah, I'm not going to want to waste too much time on that and energy on that. So daily, and plus it's really just a DLC, even though it is quite different. So yeah, less time will be wasted on Dark Resurrection. Daily uploads. Now to Tekken 6. Tekken 6 is where I always fell flat. No matter how hard I tried. I tried so hard. And I just could not do it. I don't know, man. And I think it would be like the scenario campaign crap that I would add to it. And the scenario campaign, it's just so boring, man. Like it is great offline content. At least for its time, it was. Like, it is worth checking out. I think the scenario campaign is interesting as content, but at the same time, but the story itself is very boring, and that's the issue. I would have a few good matches that y'all would like here and there for Tekken 6, but other than that, it would just be boring. And it got even worse for Tag 2, 7. Like, it was just, I could just never make it good. Oh, well, this time around, I decided, guess what? No scenario campaign. I completely took that out when I was recording Tekken 6 on videotape. It's going to be just all arcade shit. That's it. Along with some character endings and such, like the previous games. So, that's a good thing. And more stages. Also, that's another thing I'm adding. Is more stages. We gotta have more stages. So that's why I started talking about from tag 1 on. I would just scroll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But because of the layout for Tekken 6, and there's more stages, and 6 is just not enough. Because you would get 6 stages, then you would get the boss fight, fighting Jin Kazama, then Azazel. That's how the arcade mode works in this game. 6 regular stages, which is normal for a Tekken game. Well, this game has a lot of stages, so that's not enough. Another reason why my Tekken 6 content always fell flat. Well, this time around, I looked at the layout and I decided, 1, 2, it's going to be twice as many stages for on. So you're not going to be seeing the same arena a lot. So you're going to be seeing a lot of this game. And not only that, tag 2 as well. I did the same thing. And also the tournaments will be finished. No scenario campaign. Lars and Elisa will be competing with everybody else in this arcade tournament, which means the tournament is going to go a little bit differently. As well as Tekken Tag 2 as well will go differently, more stages. I looked at the layout for Tag 2 and it was pretty much the same. I had to pick the stages differently, so twice as many stages as you would normally see, which means more content. Also, that goes for Tekken 7, more content, finished tournaments, unlike the canon shit I was trying to do, the low-key canon stuff. You will be getting finished tournaments, which means you will be seeing more of the game. You will be seeing the boss fights, except Akuma, fuck Akuma, in Tekken 7. No Mishima Saga for Tekken 7. No story content. All arcade only. So you don't have to be bored with any tournament stuff. Tekken 8 included, even though the Tekken 8 story is the best out of the 3 games, out of 6, 7, and 8, easily. But the problem with story modes in Tekken is once you've seen it, you don't really want to see it again. Like, it's something you only want to see once, so that's why I'm just working on arcade tournaments instead. So you don't just find yourself watching something you already seen before, and what's the point of seeing it again? Especially scenario campaign, because that's the most boring out of the 3. So, believe it or not. And one last thing I'm going to talk about is, not only are you seeing more stages once I get to Tekken 6, but also, if you check out what I've been doing lately, you'll notice something. You'll notice that I usually don't pick other costumes. Now I'm picking 1P costume, 2P, 3P costume. I didn't used to do that. Not often. Unless you had a 3P costume. Now, as the character progresses through the tournament, you're gonna see different outfits. And I'm doing this with all of the games, all 11 games, including Tekken 8, Tekken 7 as well, Tag 2 as well. You will be seeing 2P and 3P costumes as the characters progress. And this is a good thing. Once again, I'm showing more of these games. Or rather, I'm showing more of the game. Once again, more content. So this is basically just an update for you guys to let you know that these tournaments will not disappoint. I know Tekken 5 was looking good. Tekken 5 is going to go a little bit differently too, because at the roll of a dice, a character can decide whether they want to continue fighting or they can leave. Unlike when I used to try to do low-key canon stuff, it would be like, oh well, I would save your ass by if you dropped out canonically. Oh, I'm just gonna make you drop out after your first fight, so then you won't risk losing. Well, this time I said, fuck that. You can decide whether you want to stay or not, and keep fighting. So, yeah, this is a little update for you guys. This is Home Attack. Peace out.